Hey folks, hope y'all are having a good Saturday. Getting started a little bit later. I'm gonna try to do this around 1 o'clock on Saturdays, but you know, got the kids around, all that kind of stuff, so that sometimes puts a little bit of a damper on it. Let's bring the music down a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna probably just hop in. I really want to finish off this Dark Brotherhood thing in Oblivion because I think that's kind of fun content. What's up, Waylon Smithers? Waylon Smithers! And Jeff Ruther, thanks for hopping on, even though I didn't really announce this. But I'm trying to make it like a weekly thing. And we'll see where we go with that. I don't know what if I want to start with anything kind of fun, like a topic, and then go into a game. That's a good one. Here's a fun idea. I might make a separate video on this. Bro science. So, bro science. What is bro science? Bro science is basically this information you get from people like at the gym about how you're supposed to eat and why. It's like you got to eat every 3 hours to like stoke the metabolic fire. And you're like, oh, it's bro science, meaning it's just not really based on anything. It's just kind of like cobbled together information that isn't scientific at all and probably isn't true. But the truth is, bro science is actually, in terms of tradition, it's more scientific and usually more true than science itself as we have it now in the modern West. Now, follow me on this idea here for a minute here. So, if you are asking somebody, hey, you're going to ask a bodybuilder, hey, how do you get big? They're going to tell you, and they're going to be honest about it. They're going to tell you like what they eat, what their workout routine is. They're just going to tell you like what steroids they take. So if you see a Mr. Olympia, that's the result of a combination of all those things, none of which are studied scientifically. There is no double-blind study as to what is the proper dosage of trenbolone, decanandrolone, whatever you're going to be putting into your body to like get all huge and big, like how much GH you should have for how long. All of this stuff is basically arrived at through experimentation at the individual level and the constant sharing and exchange of the results of that. So you think like thousands and thousands of mini experiments end up with this distilled set of practice knowledge. This is the thing about, say, the medical profession that a lot of people don't realize is that doctors are not scientists. That is, they're not engaging in, peer-reviewed studies. Some of them are, but mostly physicians are practicing things that they've learned through experience, things that they've learned through books, things that have been practiced for a long time. So the idea of icing, like let's say you're going to ice an injury, that's going to reduce swelling. How did someone figure that out? Did they set up a double-blind study? I wonder if someone tried it and then it worked and it kept working and you continued with it and then it became knowledge. You don't arrive at a lot of these things through what people think of as modern science. Now, the other half of that is that modern science has major replicability problems. I've mentioned that most peer-reviewed research is false. Most of it is not true. So most published research is false. Now, you can just Google that. There's scholarly articles on why this is the case from a mathematical perspective, and it has to do with p-value hacking and some other things. There's some mathematicians that have gone into and done analysis of p-value hacking. If you don't know what that means, that's basically a value you assign to a field of data in order to determine how correlated it is. And so low p-values, certain p-values, basically indicate a random field of data or a field of data that is near random. And if it's near random, what that means is that the correlation is the result of a random arrangement of things. Like if you take some sand and you throw it on the ground and it happens to make a shape, that doesn't mean that every time you throw the sand on the ground, it's going to make the same shape. That's a random assortment of things, or maybe haphazard. We're not going to get into the technical definitions. So what happens is that people go and try to replicate the research, and what happens? It doesn't replicate. This is a big problem, say, in the field of psychology. Field of psychology, they start testing things which are everyone basically knows to be true, and someone's like, it turns out this is not true, and they go and do it doesn't replicate. Turns out the conventional wisdom is true. So this is one of those things that you find out when you start digging into this. So Bro science is a thing that is probably more accurate than the science that you are looking at, research science in kinesiology or something like that. Rather, kinesiology is spending its time trying to see whether the bro scientists are correct. Is this information passed down through all of these, generations of bodybuilders trying to solve diet, trying to solve nutrition, weightlifting? Is what they've arrived at actually accurate? Turns out most of it is. So just for an example, like meal frequency, you hear that, you got to eat 6 times a day to stoke the metabolic fire. Turns out that's not true, but you will maybe absorb more protein if you have 5 meals a day instead of 3. So there's some advantages to having 5. They went on, they do some research and then they prove it. And it's yes, well, all of these people who experimented with it, I ate 3 meals a day and then I ate 6 and I got better. Things were better at 6. They already figured that out through experimentation. So in a lot of cases, the constant tinkering that happens, and this happens in the field of technology as well. You're not doing peer-reviewed research to see what the best microchip is. Engineers are trying and experimenting on a bunch of different things until they find one that works, and then that's what you're going to go with. So the idea of university research being science is a rather late idea, and actually one that is not very historical. Turns out that historically people figured out these things mostly through engineering, tinkering, and not so much through what we consider science in the modern sense. So there's my spiel on bro science. I might do a separate video on that or turn that into a separate video. Why did you stop the writing streams? They were not popular. That's why. They aren't if no one's watching, there's no reason to do them. Okay, so that's the end of it. Plus, I had done those for an entire year. There's just not that much more to do to talk about. I was just answering the same questions over and over again after a while, and it's I just need to do a better job of making the static content available and easy to search, rather than fielding a bunch of questions during live streams, the same questions every month. It's just, I don't mind it that much. It gets tiring, and I wanted to do something different. And you got to change what you're doing every year. It's a good idea to just kind of switch up what you're doing. So, Netflix is making Dragon's Dogma. Okay. I don't really care that much. Netflix adaptations are always bad, I feel like. So I don't really care if Netflix does it. I'm not sure if they've done anything good, now that I'm really thinking about it. I don't know of a single Netflix original that I've ever liked. I think Bright maybe was one where I was this is kind of like a AAA movie, but it wasn't that great a movie. It was kind of cool. It was like Shadowrun, the movie, I guess. It was kind of what it was like. So that was okay. But I don't know. I don't think Netflix really makes good content that's their own content. Does anyone here know some bro science on acne? I can tell you some that people figured out, which is that, first of all, if you eat clean, you're going to have less acne. That's an old one, but it's kind of true, because if you fix your diet, changes the composition of your oil on your skin, so there's maybe less bacteria. So it tends to be you heard, it's an old one. No, if you stop eating junk food, it'll fix your acne. It might help it. So that's probably it. The big one that I've heard is actually sleeping on a fresh towel on your pillow every night, because what tends to happen is you have bacteria on your face. You clean your face, but then you go to sleep on your pillow and get yesterday's bacteria back on your face, which then causes the same issues again. So you sleep on a fresh towel every night so that you're not transferring bacteria back to your face every single night. So that's one I've heard. For me, I still get pimples from time to time. I'm not acne free, and I have what's called keratosis, which is basically little pimple bumps on my arms and shoulders. It's just localized to right here, and nothing really fixes that. there's no real fix for that. So there's that. Dermatologists, if you're wanting to avoid drugs, they still have a lot of solutions for that as well. So you can always see a dermatologist. I've heard no sugar, no milk. I've heard it's just, if you clean up your diet, if you have a healthier diet, it tends to reduce acne. Which just means less sugar, You know, less sugar, less fat, a little bit. Witcher. I haven't watched Witcher, and I have no desire to. I'll tell you why I didn't watch Witcher. Everyone's ugly. All the females are ugly. I don't want to watch it. Right? I like the Witcher games where it's like a bunch of hot chicks. I don't want to see ugly. I don't want to see ugly six. Not ugly. Like the hottest girl on the show is like a 6. What's the point? Right? Movie stars should be beautiful. I am into aesthetics. If you are going to put women in front of me on visual media, unless it's about them struggling to be a 6, you know, which is a story that might be interesting, don't just put like low attractive women on there just because. That's kind of what it felt like. So I thought all the women were ugly, so I didn't watch it. Plus, I just prefer to read the books. I don't like watching shows very much. I actually am going to do some content on Evangelion because I bothered to watch that this month while doing cardio, and turns out it really wasn't very good. And I have a bunch of little technical things to say about it. So, English. I learned the hard way not to use all of the alcohol products, just using Dial hand soap to clean your face morning and night. Yeah, that's the bro science. Like, wash your face. Like, get the bacteria off your face, and you're kind of shortcutting the cycle of the bacteria getting in and eating your oils and causing those clogged pores to turn into whiteheads. What about if you work in food service and surrounded by fry oil in the air? I had a really rough time with that when I worked in food service. I don't know. I have no solution for that. You know, yeah, you don't have to put sugar in your coffee. You just put like Splenda. I've used artificial sweeteners. I don't care about. There's people like artificial sweeteners bad. I'm like, I don't care. Oh, Castlevania. So I'll actually, I should probably have done a video on it. I thought it was terrible. I thought it was one of the worst things I ever saw. Was the Netflix Castlevania adaptation. It was infinitely worse because I'm a Castlevania fan. But even aside from that, it was just bad. The writing was terrible. The characters were unlikable. It had this really stupid anti-Christian slant to it that was taken from like one small part of Symphony of the Night. And I guess the writer had never even played Castlevania. This is the problem. They're like, let's adapt this and let's hire someone who doesn't give a crap about the franchise to do it. Yeah, Jeff's right. A lot of Filipinos eat fatty foods and they generally have clean skin. Sometimes it's just genetic. Sometimes it's a condition of your hormones and goes away. Like a lot of people just outgrow teenage acne. For the most part, I did. You know, your body responds to the hormones. It changes the composition of your sweat. It just takes time to adjust to that sometimes. It's not like, you know. Yennefer was definitely well above a 6 in my book, but she's supposed to be enchantingly beautiful. In the show, she's just like an 8 with a bitchy attitude. Not interesting. My father was hammering the wash your face mantra when I was in early teens regarding my acne. He was dead on. Yeah, I think my dad was dead on too. I also had like these dry elbows, and he's like, you got to scrub those. I'm like, and then I did it and then fixed it. I go, okay. You know, it just wasn't cleaning my elbows enough. I had like these black elbows. It was really gross. Evangelion was a disaster for mecha anime. It's so interesting. I'll give you the short version. Is like the first couple episodes, you're like, this is kind of a cool mecha anime. I think it's a cool take on it. It's kind of interesting. And you're like, I want to know more about the lore. I want to know more about the world. They do everything in an indirect exposition fashion. And by the time you get to the end and then you watch like the movie, The Death of Evangelion, you're still like, there's so many story problems. You know, it's very heavy on style, but it's not very good at executing its story at all. And you still don't understand half the things that they're alluding to. And you can't really, you know, they keep talking about the Dead Sea Scrolls. You don't really know what was in them. You never figure that out. And at the end of everything, you don't see any difference between the two supposedly competing aims of what's it called? Nerve and like the whatever that council is. So they attack each other, or one attacks the other, because they both want the same thing. It seems really ridiculous. I have no idea. You never figure out exactly what any particular side really wanted and if they knew what they wanted ahead of time. And then the ending's just awful, man. And the other thing is like the main character is, what's his name, Senshi? They lean on pathos to get you on his side, and he continues to get more pathetic as the as the time goes on, to where the point he just becomes an annoying character. And they do this pretty much with every character. They do inverted growth. So you meet a character like Asuka who's very arrogant, and so instead of tearing her down to normal, they tear her down into like she just becomes it's totally 90s. It's just like everyone is woe is me, I'm lonely the entire time. And it's like it just feels like the 1990s in a really bad way. Like, come on, guys, this is not that edgy. Anyway, I'll do a whole thing on it. Castlevania was my favorite video game series ever, especially the daytime-nighttime mechanic for monsters. Adaptation was sickening. Yeah, it's like you played half of Symphony of the Night and you're like, let's do an adaptation of this. And it's like, this is a perfect example of how people don't understand, quote, flawed characters. They're like, how do we make Simon Belmont flawed? Let's make him an alcoholic. Let's make him a drunk. Is he Trevor? It might be Trevor in the series. It doesn't matter. Let's make him a drunk. That's a really stupid idea. I don't know why, and it's always leftists who do this. It's lefty writers who do this. They look for a flaw, and I think it's because a lot of them lack a certain amount of self-knowledge. So they go for a flaw like alcoholism that maybe they have or they've had in the past, or they know someone with it, and they're like, that's a flaw. That's not a personality flaw. That's the result of a personality flaw called gluttony. Right? So a glutton is somebody who consumes too much of anything. A drunk is a glutton. He may not be fat, but he's a glutton. Okay? So if somebody is a glutton, they can just have an excess of anything. They love pleasure too much, and they have to learn to not like pleasure so much. They seek too much pleasure, and they have to learn to be stoic. That's the character growth that you have to have. And I'll do another video on this too. It's the same thing, like if you have a really arrogant character, well, that character has to go back to normal, not be destroyed, not, alcoholism's not a character flaw. It's a result of a character flaw. And you see Trevor drinking too much. He doesn't act like a glutton in any other way. He's not a pleasure seeker, right? They're trying to give him like a self-medication kind of thing, but that's not it. Somebody who's foolhardy has to learn caution. Somebody who's cowardly has to learn bravery. That's character growth. Is they have an excess of one thing that the audience wishes to be solved and has to be solved for the story to progress. Trevor never has to give up booze to fix anything. I'm assuming it's Trevor. I might be wrong. You guys tell me. So he just never has to. He never has to solve himself in order to get anywhere in the story. That's a problem. It's a big problem. Okay. Bradford, the creator, admits that Eva was about being cool and edgy because he thought Christianity was a cool, weird thing. Made it up as he went. Totally. I mean, it uses Christian symbolism in like really ways that don't make sense. So if you ignore it, it's a little better. The other problem with Evangelion is you get significant fatigue from not being told what the hell is going on by about episode 10. So from episode like 10 to 15, you're just like, why? Just tell me why people are doing things. You don't have any reason for anyone to do anything that they're doing. There's never a reason given for why you have to have children in these robots. Like, they just set it up like there is a reason, but you just never learn it. It gets real fatiguing. The show starts to drag, and then the series has one of the worst TV show endings I've ever seen in my life. I'll just put it that way. It's bad. They had to make a movie to replace it, and the movie, frankly, is just about being pathetic and edgy. It's about pathetic, self-hating characters hating themselves. Oh, yeah, the superior mecha show that properly celebrates the genre and satisfies its audience came out. Galgagar. I think it's a Galgaigar? Galgaigar? Never known how to pronounce it. Yeah. The only good Halo movie was the Halo 3 ODST trailer. It had all white men in it. They actually looked and behaved like alphas and deltas. They would make more money if they did things right. Ghostbuster is the better Evangelion. I remember when Link bore the cross on his shield. Yes, I do. Apparently a PS2 explained the Evangelion lore, and it's just aliens. Yeah. Yeah. All the females were meh because the modern Hollywood progressivism sees appealing to straight male sexuality as bad. Yeah. That's kind of how why would I waste my time? I'd rather read the books because they won't be tainted by the garbage of Hollywood. Does Netflix actually make anything good? I'm gonna tell me what is good that Netflix has made. There are good things on Netflix, but I can't think of anything good that Netflix has made. Every time I try to look at something that Netflix made, it's like boring garbage or just not written well at all. Bad writing. Have you watched Hellsing Ultimate? For some reason, I love stories that use Christian lore as canon. I haven't watched Hellsing Ultimate. I have the Hellsing manga. I've never watched a Hellsing anime before. Maybe I should. Actually, I just got the deluxe edition of the manga. If you don't have that one yet, it's a big hardbound doodad. Looks pretty good. I'll show it to you guys. Actually, I haven't even opened it. It's like sitting on the shelf outside. All right, let's play some games. Let's see if we can have some fun here. Let me turn this light off because it gets like looking into a light bulb. We can just turn up the exposure a little bit here. There we go. Yeah, Bright was the closest to a good movie that I've seen from them, and I think, it's no coincidence like the lefty writer got Me Too'd immediately and got kicked off of any kind of future production of that, which is sad, sort of, I guess. But it's whatever. It did a lot of things well. Wasn't perfect, but I actually enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed if this was back when you could go to the movies. I'm like, I enjoyed not going to the movies. All right, what's my next task? Oh yeah, Jagasta. So let me show you something with Jagasta. So you can actually go to Jagasta's house in level 1. If you've never played before, there's really no reason why you would know this, but you can go into his house at level 1. He's not there. He only spawns after you pick up this quest. So he's not spawned right now. I mean, he's spawned now, but before that, he's not spawned. You can't find him in the game. He's like in a hidden room somewhere. You can break into his house, and you can steal his Black Hand robes. And this is just a little clue that he's a member of the Black Hand. And kind of let you know what's going on ahead of time. But you can steal those at level 1 and have him at level 1. I didn't do that for this playthrough, obviously. I didn't do it because, I don't know, I wanted a different experience where, I'm not overpowered at level 1 because I grabbed some cool armor. So one thing I could do actually is wait around and become a stronger vampire. That'll actually make it a little easier to kill him. Could boost the stats. I'm going to go in and see if I can sell some stuff real quick. I'm just popping in to say hi. Hi, Sound Engraver. I need to finish my song and send it off to the mastering engineer. You and your family have a good weekend. You too. I hope it turns out. I hope it turns out well. Old fan. Oh, it's Ognar the Weary. Is it this guy?
Hello. What can I do? Have a look around. You won't find better.
Maybe he's not here.
Good journey to you.
Olfand. Nope. Yeah, he's not here right now. But you could hang out and I'm not gonna worry about it. We'll just kill him. We don't need the help. Oh, and The Last Kingdom Beyond Season 2 in partnership with BBC, which is amazing because both Netflix and BBC are trash otherwise. Okay.
Today, I'm Tolkien, herald to
Oh,
Countess
hello.
Carday here in Roma. She requests your company at your earliest convenience. Countess Carvane would prefer if you speak to her in person. She also said to present you with this stipend as a taste of things to come. My lady holds court from 8 in the morning until 6 in the evening each day. That would be the best time to see her.
Netflix ruined King Arthur. See, and if you don't pay attention like me, you can't really ruin anything.
Safe journey, my lord.
All right.
Go ahead.
Wait for him to go by. Oh, wait, I have a... I can just open this with a spell. So he'll be down in his hidden room. So you could go through and you can steal everything out of here. I think he has some. I think there's actually some good stuff to steal out of this house too, besides the black hand robes. So the black hand robes, by the way, I believe will be stolen, no matter what you do. But it's like a max level lock, so opening it at level 1 requires you to be like pretty good. Here, locked keg, very hard. We can get them right here. So, let's go ahead and get them. There we go. First try. Black Hand Hood. Oh, these aren't stolen now. Okay, so... Wait, no. They'll be stolen. They'll be stolen. They'll still count as stolen. I think they won't count as stolen. Maybe after you kill him. Maybe I should have killed him first. I don't know. We'll find out. If we come back and it's still red, which I think it doesn't stop turning red. I think things are always stolen even if the person's dead. See, here's the... You can... I don't want to pick that up. Okay, I can see I can pull this stuff off. I don't use the grab key much in this game, but you can control that grab stuff and throw it around. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna say goodbye. There he is. So, I think I can hit him with an arrow from here, and that would be a good way to start the fight. If I have any good arrows. Silver arrows are good. I don't have any magic arrows. Did I bother to make any poison? No. Oh, I can apparently make some stuff. There we go. Make some poison. Here we go. Oh, well, that's not what we want. Oh well. We'll put some poison on it. I missed. I missed. What do you think of Daggerfall, looking back? I really like a modern RPG with that level of depth again. I think it's cool, but it just, like, the graphics and stuff, it just doesn't hold up. Oh, crap, I'm losing fatigue. The longer you hold the bow, the tireder you get. Daggerfall's cool, though. I mean, you can go back and play it. Does Daggerfall still hold the title of being the largest game still? I think it's huge. It's definitely the biggest one. You know, it's huge. Daggerfall is a massive game. Okay, now he's sleeping. Which means I can put on Crimson Eviscerator. Here we go. Could feed on him. This guy's really strong though, so. Yeah, I think this guy's gonna kill me. I can't attack. Yeah, he killed me. Oh, I gotta pick the lock again. Let's just go kill him first. And we gotta aim a little high this time. I missed. Now, let's put on my raiment. And let's get out long sort of shocking. There we go. Jigasta is dead. I must pick up my reward and next contract at the Dead Drop located in the rotten box under the old bridge, just south of the Imperial City. I broke his armor. That's good, though. I can repair it. So. The Brothers of Darkness. It's worth money. We can fence it. Yeah, everything. I think you can get a mod that after you kill somebody, their stuff is no longer stolen, which makes sense. So there's your clue. He had the 5 tenants on him. So like, why would he have the 5 tenants on him if he's not, you know, he's just some guy? He wouldn't, right? It's always the same loot, I guess. Oh, his key doesn't open this, though. Patience is the key with everything. There we go. Did you hear that Chadwick Boseman died? I did. He was already suffering from colon cancer when he filmed Black Panther, but the public never knew until now. Yep, I did hear that. And that's like really crazy. All right, there we go. Now we already have our black hand, hood, and robe a little bit earlier. So you can get this at level 1, just so you know, and have all these advantages. But this, just so you know, does not count as armor, which can be advantageous or not. So you won't level armor when you're wearing this, except for your shield. So if you're trying to only level, say, heavy armor, you could just put that hood on, and you won't level light armor, for instance. And that helps a lot. Only a journeyman armor or higher may repair magic items. Alright. Get that repair skill up. We can look around and see if there's anything here worth stealing. I don't think there is. I love this music, though. Some grapes. So books are pretty good to steal a lot of times. You can look at them and see if there's any that are like expensive. Like this one, Immortal Blood. You can get 12 gold for that. Hope you get to that. Those different amounts of fencing. They don't weigh a whole lot, so they're usually okay. Pewter mugs. This guy is not very rich, considering he's like a member of the Black Hand. I think he'd be a little bit richer. I'm over encumbered. Of course I am. All right, here we go. Yeah, he was like dying of cancer, not just getting really skinny. It's crazy to think about. I guess these guys are all going home to sleep, huh?
Hello.
I always thought it was cool when I got this game how people kind of went about their lives. They, went in and out of different places. It's kind of cool. My obligatory statement on colon cancer. Get checked. I had lower bowel problems at 28. Had a family history of colon cancer. Turns out I had stage 1. Now I get checked every 2 to 3 years. Get checked. Yeah. There was a well-known gaming YouTuber whose handle was Total Biscuit. I don't know if you guys probably remember him. He had that, and he had a bunch of symptoms, and he didn't he didn't do anything about it, and really until it was pretty late in the game. So, it's pretty standard practice to get like colonoscopies and stuff over a certain age, because as you get older, just in general, your risk is going to increase. So he had symptoms and he didn't really get anything checked. And he ended up dying eventually of it, but the cancer was already far enough along that it was going to be a lot of work to try to get rid of it, try to put it back in remission. So, just in general, same thing with skin. Like if you have a weird looking mole,
this item for you at that price. Got anything else?
If you have weird moles, have a dermatologist check them out. I really need to go to the dermatologist and actually have like a skin tag removed. So it's a good opportunity to do that. See, these don't sell for anything, but they're super good. So, whatever. So the symptoms are gross, but you can look it up. Like a lot of mucus, pink mucus, blood, all of those could be signs of rectal, just lower bowel cancer.
Our Norheims are under were once a happy couple, but that's over now.
Yeah, Total Biscuit did the best he could.
Their money and stashed it after
and he lived for a long time and he kept working, and I don't think he really he took it seriously, and
before making good on his escape. Now she has no money
just got to a point where they couldn't keep you know, there wasn't anything else to do.
I've heard that I know.
But because it was embarrassing, he didn't want to go to the doctor. You know. Yeah, the kicker is when caught in time, colon cancer is like melanoma. It can be one of the easiest cancers to fight if you catch it early. Like a stage 1 melanoma is like a weird mole. And you just cut it out and you're good. Melanoma allowed to progress can get very significant and spread all over your body. So I don't want melanoma. That's something I don't want. Yeah, moles that have indistinct edges or are weirdly shaped. You know, I have a lot of freckles, and so, you know, I have to just look and like, okay, that one's just kind of normal. I've always had that one, you know. Things like this. Or you start getting like pre-cancers and stuff, and I have to cut them out. I'll probably have to deal with that as I get older because I'm very fair-skinned. So that's just something that happens. Alright, I have to go under the old bridge. Alright, go over to the waterfront. Swim! Get him checked out, you know. I actually need to go to the doctor. I haven't had a checkup in quite a while, so it's about time. And actually, I probably need. If you have strange moles in your lymph nodes, get on that immediately. I'm gonna probably need to get a checkup just because I haven't had one in a while, and also I had coronavirus, so probably need to have blood work done just to kind of see if there's anything else going on that I need to be worried about. There's a little fort. I bet you there's some guys here to kill. Here's the battle music. What do I got today? Oh! Oh. I ran out of charge on the item. Later, dude. Hey, man, you fought valiantly. Fought valiantly. Take their armor to repair it is a good idea. Get a few, like, repair skill ups, and you just drop it on the ground. One of those little tricks to keep getting endurance skill ups. Pick up their armor and repair it. Practice your armor repair skills. And you always just put it back on the body. Because these are not really worth a lot, you know. 90 gold. That one's probably worth the most. But like fur boots, leather boots, like these aren't worth anything. Sell them. Or just put them on the body. What else do I have? Oh, I have an axe in here somewhere. Silver war axe. That one's probably worth a little bit. I could probably get rid of this dwarven longsword at some point. I could probably just sell it. Because I have this longsword of shocking that's also dwarven longsword. It's the same thing. What are your thoughts on the Battle Hymn of the Republic? I don't really have any thoughts on it. I think my dad liked it. I have picked up my reward and received my next contract. I picked up my next contract from the dead drop beneath the old bridge. I had been ordered to kill an Argonian hunter named Chalice, who was holed up in the flooded mine. She is a wanted psychopath, so I should be cautious. Indeed. And if we look at the letter, it should be right here somewhere. Dead drop orders number 4. See, it's written Jagast is dead. Well done. I was right about you, Silencer. You are a useful tool indeed. Let's see if you can continue to impress me. You must journey now to the flooded mine. There you will find Shalise, an Argonian hunter who was banished from her village near Black Marsh, Morrowind border, for the brutal murder of a dark elven family. Relatives of the murdered family members have located Shalise and demand retribution. And since the assignment is a bit far for Morrowind's Morag Tong to handle, the Dark Brotherhood has been commissioned to perform the elimination. Be warned, Silencer, Shalise is a skilled and deadly hunter and will fight like the desperate fugitive she is. After Shalise has been eliminated, your reward and another contract will be waiting at the dead drop located in a coffin just outside the ruins of Fort Redmond. There we go. I got a bunch of little 1 pound like letters I should probably get rid of and sell some of these spells. These things take up a lot of weight. Just got Water of Awakening yesterday. Still very early, but hoping to read much more of it today. Thank you. Thank you. I had a lot of fun writing that book. It's one of my favorite books as far as the time I spent writing it. And I'm really proud of it. I had a lot of fun. It's wanted to write a great adventure story that just would be a lot of fun. Symptoms I had was, I thought I had one of the worst cases of food poisoning, but the symptoms are lower GI rather than the upper. Yeah, persistent. What would I like to see added to the Elder Scrolls 6? I don't know. I have to think. I'd like to see certain things kind of come back. I'd like to see speechcraft be a thing again. Like it was in Morrowind. Like, have it really matter. I'd like to see more skills return. Like acrobatics and athletics. Things that make you move differently through your environment were, to me, super valuable, and it just kind of sucks that they're not there anymore. Water walking, that's not what I'm looking for. Water breathing, there we go. I think there's another one I have here that's like, also gives you feather or something. Whatever, water breathing. Go through this tunnel, I think, to get to her. I think you can go far down here and find some other things too, but I haven't really explored it much. Yeah, she's over in this room. I think you can actually sneak up on her this way, though. So, let's try that. Pop open our night eye and see if there's anything to be seen. Sometimes there's treasure underneath, so let me look. Oh, that broke. That's fun. There she is. There she is. It's just a big empty room, huh? There's another way out over there. I think that... Oh, she's coming. She's swimming through. She's coming for me. This is wild. Dude, I don't remember this. Is she coming up? Oh, man, this would be so wild. I don't think I've ever fought her this way. She's just like swimming through the water. She's underwater breathing. I don't know if you can shoot arrows into the water. What's your opinion on the Fable series? Sorry if you've already addressed it. I don't remember. I've never completed a game because I didn't have the systems that they were released on initially, like Xbox. But I liked the first one. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I wish Elder Scrolls 6 would go more back towards Morrowind as far as the skills that are there, especially speechcraft, being able to like unlock hidden dialogue. I think is a really fun idea that has just kind of disappeared from Elder Scrolls. And I don't really know why. And she is swimming around in the water. Does she come up? Does she come up for air ever? Or should I like shoot an arrow at her? Alright, let's get out our... Here she comes. Maybe she can't get out of the water. Oh, this is easy. Die! Oh, she actually blocked. There you go. Die! Gotcha. Shaliz is dead. Must pick up my reward and next contract at the Dead Drop, located at Fort Redmond. Longsword of Jinxing. That's worth a penny or two. I could repair all this, obviously. Now, that's a good sell. Repair some stuff. And then we can put this back on, back in there. There we go. Now, watch this. We'll just wait 10 hours. We'll become a deeper vampire and then we'll be able to carry more stuff. Have you considered shaving your skin tags off with a straight razor? I've also heard you can tie them off with thread and they turn black and drop off. I've heard that too. But I don't... It's a thing, like, I don't think my wife would be able to deal with it. My wife is very squeamish about stuff like that. She'd be like, you know, me like hacking parts of my body off. I think she'd be a little bit... No es bueno. So... I'm gonna just have the... I mean, I can pay a dermatologist to do it. I have insurance. And whatever. Whoa! Sweet. We leveled up, guys. I'm gonna go find her bed and sleep in it. Level on up. This is definitely a flooded mine. Alright, here's where she lives. There's any more clues here? Does she have a bedroll? Maybe she's just like on meth and doesn't sleep. Oh yeah, the best military units in real life are high performance, male, and homogenous. Now, I'm going to make a point about that in a second. You know, directors tend to go the opposite. Well, I think it's just they're okay engaging in fantasy in that case, you know, rather than doing something real. It just is how it is. But, and you don't have to think that much, or, you know, obviously, oh, if people want to see diversity, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. But it's more, I think it's more just have female actors in it so people are more interested and whatever else you're doing. I didn't see a bedroll. I don't think this person sleeps. But, so Navy SEALs. I have a friend who was a Navy SEAL, and if you want to talk about homogenous, we're talking about not necessarily racially homogenous, but like their physical homogeneity is staggering. Every single one of them was like 6 foot, or like they're between like I met one guy named Lazarus was shorter. He was like 5'9", right? Everybody else was like 6 foot tall, shredded, 185 pounds. Every person had the same height, weight, strength. They were like interchangeable physically as far as their like physical stats went. Every single one of them was like 185, shredded to the bone, you know, max like 200 pounds, and still fit. You know, they were. It's like, boom, like a bunch of clones. It's just an interesting thing. But like to go through all of the different training, like Buds is the first one, and then there's a bunch of other different training cycles you go through in SEALs. Some between the really intense ones are 6 weeks. That's kind of why I say 6 weeks is probably the max for something that's really intense that you want to do, like a boot camp or like a riding sprint, something where you're really pushing yourself to your max. After 6 weeks, it starts to be too mentally and physically taxing to continue. Oh, and I need to sleep first. Let's go to Deep Scorn real quick. But going through that, it's going to emphasize certain things. I guess if you know, it might be that if you're really tall, like it just doesn't, you can't fit in the training right, or like the gear's not right. And if you're really short, it doesn't work either. And if you're really, if you're really like a bodybuilder, you're not, your cardio is not good enough to do all that stuff. Because the cardio is intensive, the strength is intensive, everything's intensive, very intensive. Forgot I put all this stuff in here. I was just gonna stash those things in case I want to make, enchant some stuff. Oh, I don't actually need to stash them, do I? Because they're 0 weight. We don't need to stash them because they're 0 weight, guys. I was gonna put the Dwarven one in there. I was gonna sell that. I don't need to store it. I don't know what I was thinking. Pull that stuff out and sell it at some point. This is an odd question, but at what point should someone refer to girls as women in a story? If you're writing a scene with several females in their 20s, should it be girls or women? I think it depends on the perspective of who's seeing them. So an older female is going to view them as girls, and someone the same age as them, a male the same age as them, might view them as women instead of girls. There's no rule. You can do whatever you want. It's not. If somebody gets offended that you called a 20-year-old woman a girl, they're just not going to. It's kind of like, this is a thing. If you call a woman ma'am, she might get actually very upset with you because she'd rather be called miss than ma'am. Ma'am sounds too old. So women don't like to be reminded that they're old unless their age has some advantage. I'm a woman. When they want to speak with authority, they're women. When they want to be feminine, then they're girls. So you have to be aware of that too. So characters will be aware of this. They'll say, those girls over there. What's up, girls? Oh, I like to be thought of as a girl. I like to be thought of as a girl. Rather than, girls shouldn't do this. I am a woman. That's the difference. It's just a different shade of attitude. Have you heard of the AA-12? It's an automatic shotgun that can fire. Yes, I think so. It's like has a battery and stuff, and like, I think, yeah. I think I remember that one. I've never shot it. Let's go 19 hours. 2. All right, we've been doing this an hour, so we'll kill at least one more guy, and then we'll. All right. It's a good couple skill ups there. I mean, eventually we'd want to get some speed going there too, but doesn't matter. I'm not doing this as an efficient character. The int will help me. Agility is probably going to help me. The strength is helpful. I need to get more strength, but endurance is the big one. At 28, colon cancer is not everyone's first thought. You know who else had colon cancer pretty young was Darryl Strawberry, the professional baseball player. He had it at like 32 or something. He had colon cancer. Look at that view. Screenshot. I'm sorry, but I just the color saturation in this game was it's just awesome. It just there's a mood to just the colors like this. It's funny because there's no moon to make this reflection, but it's okay. Like there should be a moon up there, and then it goes away. Those might be like the heavenly lights or something. But yeah, it's beautiful. The colors of Oblivion I like. That's the thing about Skyrim. Everything feels so completely desaturated. It kind of gets boring looking. Can it fast travel with enemies nearby? Now, we should be able to get Nocturnal's quest here.
Night among strangers, secrets in the dark. Nocturnal is heathen, but my eyes blind and proud, stolen from its shrine and hid in dark waters. To steal from a god is most unwise, and Leowen true harmonians think themselves secret, but the eye has seen them. Find these thieves in the city that spans the waters. Learn where they hide my eye. Retrieve the eye of Nocturnal mortal, and return it to me, and I shall look favorably upon you.
Alright, let's go pick up the dead drop orders. And then we will, maybe we'll go get the skeleton key real quick. So the skeleton key will just open every lock. And so it's a really, really overpowered item. It's an item that makes the game, makes one aspect of the game, which is getting through locked doors, completely trivial. And if you play Skyrim, you actually get the skeleton key, but then you have to return it to her. But optionally, like, I think you should probably hold on to it. And you could just hold on to it and use it and not... When you complete the quest, you get a cool bow. And then you finish the Thieves Guild. But if you just hold on to it and just don't finish the quest, it's really useful in Skyrim. I kind of like that they made you have to think twice about, you know, what you were doing. Check up top. Whoa! 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 Come here, dude. Put on my heavy armor. Get some heavy armor skill ups here, guys. Don't feel bad. No one lives forever. You're right, son. You are right. Let's put it back in here. Back you go. And your axe. I love this clarinet line. I play clarinet, by the way. Clarinet is one of the instruments I play. And I have a rather nice clarinet, but I need to get one of the pads fixed before I can record with it again. Instead, I've just been using Iwi. Electronic wind instrument. Never needs a new reed. Oh man, there's some great loot here. You get all kinds of money. Alright. Where are these dead drop orders? They're around here somewhere. Uh-oh. That hurt. You get all, I mean, you can go in here and clear this out. I think there's nothing really in there. Alvu Uvani. Okay, yeah, I remember this guy. I've next contract from the dead drop in the coffin outside Fort Redmond. I have been ordered to kill Alvu Uvani, a dark elf merchant who spends his time traveling around Cyrodiil. I should consult the schedule that has been left for me to determine where and when I should strike. Uvani is a master in the destruction school of Magicka. He's the one who says, "Get any closer and I'll turn your bones to ash." And has killed before, but he does have a weakness. If Alvu Uvani drinks mead, he will be rendered immobile due to a rare allergy to honey. So I think... I don't remember if there's a way to get him to drink mead. Like you pickpocket mead onto him or something. You can always try it. And if it doesn't work, you just kill him. Alright. Another Nirn route over here. The Nirn route quest. Bridge over there I never use. Alright. Let's get the skeleton key real quick. I think that'll actually be kind of fun. I'll finish this up another day. Skeleton key. Oh, no. He's up there, yeah. Get any closer and I'll turn your bones to ash. Why did the $2 super chats get less characters than free comments? I don't know. Did somebody give a super chat? I didn't see one. I didn't see a super chat, so...
Is there a problem? I have not turned. Goodbye.
Just at the end, you're my favorite YouTuber. I'm going to use your advice and write my first book. It has always been my dream, and I want to fulfill it. The trick to writing is just got to be consistent. You got to try it every day, and be okay not being great at it at first.
Are you looking for a fence?
I am looking for a
Show me
fence.
your stuff.
What do I got? What do I got that's stolen here? Nothing. Nothing. Stolen anything. Stolen food. Who cares? Alright.
Are you looking for... Shadow hide you.
Skyrim had the rift, but only because a dull orange stands out compared to shades of gray. Yeah, everything's like a tumbled brown after Fallout. I feel like Fallout is like the... Fallout 3, after that everything was like, everything must be completely brown. I think if I hide here, they'll start talking about it. Do you think that's a good idea to write 10 books and set them aside before writing anything to actually publish? No. No, I don't know who came up with that idea, but it's like, do you think you should record 10 albums before you record one? No. Your first book is not going to be your best, and you're probably going to suck at your first writing, and that's just how it is, because you have to build the skill by practice. But that doesn't mean you need to write 10 books in order to get to some special level.
What do you... Why? Why would you ask? I've never heard of it. No idea what you're talking about. And Weebob Nod doesn't know either. You too. But what if the trolls eat it?
See, then they just start talking.
Don't like water. Trolls don't swim. The eye is perfectly safe in Tidewater Cave. So relax.
So I've been writing the rough draft of a comic script for an idea I've had for a while. I've constantly reminded myself of advice of avoiding perfectionism. Yeah. You're not going to really be able to figure out what's wrong. I mean, this is the other thing, too, is novices, people who are new, tend to focus on the wrong things when they start. They tend to focus on, like, how can I write the coolest description of my hero, rather than it's my hero doing things which make him likable. There it is. Let's go over to Bogwater. Yeah, perfectionism will really hold you back. The other thing is, like, you really won't learn the lessons you need to learn until you've completed something. Until you've seen a finished product, it can see where all the places that you maybe need to improve on the next one. That's just how it is. It'd be like, imagine you just say, I want to know how to draw a horse. So you start drawing a horse and you're like, the nostrils aren't very good. So this guy just went like running away. Oh, he's a Imperial guy. With this story especially, you won't realize that, like, your book doesn't have enough plot until you've actually written it. Like, if you just focus on the micro without the macro, like, I'm going to learn how to draw a horse, and you only draw the nostrils until they're perfect, you're never going to learn how to draw a horse. It's never going to happen. You have to try to complete the horse, and then you can see the places where it doesn't match what a horse is supposed to look like. You have to try to complete things. That's why I think, like, you can totally get good practice from writing short stories, but not... Whoa, a troll! There we go. Trolls don't like fire, by the way, guys. Give me some of that sweet troll fat. Why do you think that it is that so many modern movies are desaturated or have blanket tints? I'm not sure. It could just be art trends just happen sometimes in directions. They just don't. The cuts and nicks from long practice sessions with all manner of blades has its benefits. You are now a journeyman with blade and weapons. Your sidestep power attack now has a chance to disarm your opponent. Sweet. Yeah, lots of monsters in here, huh? He's got 2 sets of calipers on him. What? How am I over encumbered? What is happening here? Did I somehow get a disease? Oh no, I picked up the troll fat. Troll fat weighs 2 pounds is the problem. We got to do something here. Rat meat. Crab meat. Tomato. Cheese wedge. Corn. Carrot. See if that did it. Yep. Alright. Yeah, I think trends just kind of happen sometimes at their own, like their own momentum. And then it kind of sticks. And people liked gritty, darker Tim Burton movies without realizing that he used high contrast and tons of color. Made color pop that way. Uh-oh. Trolls don't like water. Turns out they do like water. Okay, we gotta go. See, this is kind of... gotta go around a corner here. Low on magic. I think there's a skeever there. There's a rat. Yeah. That's a troll over there. No, it's a wolf. Some of those. I'm over encumbered again. Really need to, like, really clear my bags out. Do I have anything in here I can just kind of toss out that I wasn't really thinking about? I don't know. Probably some of these dead drop orders. Like, we don't really need these. So, we can just put these in here. These are £1 each. The Guide to Bruma. I don't need Lucian's Orders. I don't need the Path of Transcendence. It'd be fun to put that on like a shelf or something later, you know? I might take that back. If I ever decide to have a house or something on this character. Where am I? It's not the way. It is not the way. There it is. I found the Eye of Nocturnal. I should return to the shrine. Just gonna skip exploring the rest of the cave. My bags are full of garbage. Oh, thank you for the super chat. I love the Oblivion streams. When Moonsong Book 3 coming? Thanks for the stream and have a good rest of your weekend. This year. So, next book, I'm writing it right now, is... Oh, wow. I got a crash. That was interesting. So I appreciate that. Moonsong Book 3 is hopefully going to come this year. I wanted to spend my time. I need to draft another book before I go back and edit old books, because it's just a mental thing. It'll just drive me crazy if I am just editing old books nonstop. Save game is corrupted. Well. Let's see where we saved our game here. Here, okay. Alright, well, I'm actually probably going to call it there because I don't want to do all that again right now. So, I'll call it there for today. And we can listen. There's the moons. There they are. And that'll be it, because I've done this for over an hour. I need to record more videos and do more writing. So the next book that's coming out, it's basically like Crown of Sight. It's in that series, what I call Eternal Dream Legends, which is basically mythological stories from the past of my other books. So it's going to be about 20 to 30,000 words. Pretty short book, but I need to get something done and out because I got coronavirus. I wasn't able to do the drafting of Eternal Dream 3 that I really needed to get done, and it was the only time I had to do heavy drafting where I could work for multiple hours a day. So had to kind of figure out what to do next for the rest of the year. So I'm going to get that one out, try to do Moonsong 3. I have another book I need to finish up and get out that's like a horror book about witches in the 19th century. Yeah, and then Eternal Dream 3. There's a bunch of stuff on the docket, and I kind of look at it. It's easy to get overwhelmed because there's so much to do. But that's kind of where we're at with that. So I'm going to try to get it done as quick as possible, but I've had a bunch of stuff come up, like getting really sick. Have you ever done a live stream of pitches where people get one pitch to give you their idea? I haven't, because I don't think pitches are meaningful. I know that there's like screenwriters who do that because they think pitches mean something. It's not. It's all in the execution. You could have pitches are more like how you're going to sell your book, like your blurb. So I'm not a big believer that pitches have any significance. If you have a vision, it's more just you have to figure out how to do it. If you execute, it's all about style. You can execute any idea well and sell that idea. If you were to try to come up with pitches for like popular books, you're going to do Twilight. It's like a girl falls in love with a vampire. Someone would be like, that sounds dumb. Huge selling book. Boy finds out he's a wizard. Okay, I guess you have my attention. You can't really tell with a lot of this stuff. When people come up with great pitches, and then they don't execute the book or the movie well, and who cares? The pitch is such an insignificant idea. It's just the beginning of an idea. And if you believe in your idea, then you should follow through with it. And don't worry about some lame ass like me thinking about how your log line freaking matters, because it doesn't. Not for the actual product. It only matters when it's time to sell the product, and you can think of that crap afterwards. In some cases, it's good to have the log line in mind or a pitch, because then it kind of directs what you're doing. But to me, like if someone's like, it's like, I use this to sell a book. Hey, it's like Lovecraft meets Aliens. That's Voices of the Void, which I don't know if I have a copy of it here, but Voices of the Void, one of my most popular books. It's Lovecraft meets Aliens. People love that idea. They attach themselves to it. Is it really? It's not how I thought of it when I was writing it. When I was writing it, I'm like, I had this dream about going deeply into this mine where there was monsters, so I just wrote a book about my dream, and that's the book. And it's like, well, it's kind of like Lovecraft, but there's aliens, like you're going deeper into the colony, like the movie Aliens. So we'll just do that, So you're welcome, Emmett. That's how I view it. It's all about execution. Screenwriting manuals, a lot of them are just crap sold by people who are... I wrote a blog article about this last night because I was fed up with people like, what's the magic formula? There's no magic formula. There's no magic pill. You get good at this by doing it. If you want to be a great writer, spend time at your word processor, spend time with the paper out, spend time thinking up the stories, writing them down, executing. You can get very good very quickly if you are very consistent with your practice. If you sit down to write every single day for the next 6 months to a year, at the end of that year, I know that sounds like a long time. People want things done in 2 weeks. A year's not that long to invest in a serious high-level skill like writing. Your maximum intelligence level skill is writing. So if you spend a year and you're really good at that at the end of that year, that means everything you do from then on is going to be golden. It's going to be great. Versus somebody who has a degree in creative writing and can't write a book, can never finish one. Think about the difference. They haven't practiced. That's the only difference. It's not that they suck for having the degree. It's that the degree doesn't get you to practice in the way that you need to get good. Do it every day, and I promise you will get so much better than you realize you are. It's like magic. Same thing if you're going to practice guitar. If you get your guitar out and you practice every day, you're going to improve. Doesn't matter all the other stuff, okay? I mean, the other stuff matters, but not nearly as much as practice. If you're not practicing, the other stuff doesn't matter. It's like a necessary condition. Okay. All right, that's it, guys. People want a formula because corporate entertainment believes that you can reduce creative work to a Mad Lib. Exactly. But you really can't. And if you read an awful thing like Save the Cat, you're going to think that that's the way it is, when it's really not. It's really not the way it is. Okay? All right. Thanks, guys. And, I'm going to start doing it. Do it. Do it, Gene. The first things that you write are probably going to suck, but who cares? Because you're getting better. Every day you're getting closer to your goal. It's not work. You're achieving what you want. It's like going to the gym, right? Oh, man, I got sore. Yeah, that means you're getting better. It means you're getting better. Same thing. Okay? So thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time. Newest book is... What's the newest book? Where's my camera? There we go. Newest book is... I have it here somewhere. Tyrant's Gallow. It's Moonsong Part 2. You should probably get Moonsong Part 1, though, if you really want to get into it. And then Keys to Prolific Creativity. This is really how to set up your process, how to organize your life so that you can achieve your creative output. This is not about some formula to write your book or how plot works. Trust me, that stuff is very much secondary to being able to just sit down and do the work. If you sit down and do the work, you're going to figure out most of it for yourself anyway. So thanks so much. And makes me think of learning to pitch at baseball. Everyone, that's how it is. It's just practice. You just do it and do it and do it, and then all of a sudden you realize that you've learned so much about how to do it that you can't even quantify it. You couldn't write a book on how to write because there's too many things to put in it. Too many little lessons you learn about, like, oh, I have coffee. For you, it might be like I have coffee before I write. It could be something else that's like I don't eat before I write. Just something with your mental capacity that makes you more productive. You're going to learn those things by doing it. Yeah, Bradford says Keys is worth it, so I really hope you will take that to heart. And Bradford has books out too. What's the newest book? I'll have to look it up. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Book 2? I think book 2's out. Anyway, I'll plug Bradford on another day. All right, see you later, guys.